There is a world on Earth so mysterious that by the time you reach it, the light has already disappeared. Time seems to stand still, and life exists in forms we could never have imagined. This world is right in front of us, beneath our feet, and deep beneath the surface of our oceans. Yet, we have barely seen it. We know more about the surface of the moon than we do about what lies 6,000 feet beneath our own oceans. We have sent rovers to Mars and mapped distant galaxies, yet around 80% of the world's oceans remains unexplored. And this vast ocean is one of the foundations of life on our planet. At the surface, sunlight dances across the water, but deep below there is only silence, darkness, and the unknown. Let's begin at the surface of the ocean. Here, sunlight floods the water. The sea can be so clear that you can see coral reefs far below. Tiny organisms called plankton capture the sun's energy and turn it into food, supporting an entire food chain from small fish and crabs to dolphins and enormous whales. This region is known as the sunlight zone. Here, life is vibrant, colorful, and full of activity. Coral reefs look like underwater forests, with countless creatures hiding in every crack and crevice. But this kingdom of light has a surprisingly narrow boundary. At around 200 meters below the surface, sunlight begins to disappear, and beyond that point, the ocean transforms into a vast realm of darkness. From 200 to 1,000 meters below the surface lies a region known as the twilight zone. Sunlight still reaches this depth, but it is so faint that plants and algae can no longer grow. Photosynthesis comes to an end. There are no green plants, no underwater forests, nothing that can produce food from sunlight. Instead, something else slowly falls from above, a kind of snow that scientists call marine snow. But this snow isn't made of ice. It is made up of tiny particles of dead plankton, fish scales, fragments of algae, and decaying organic matter, all slowly drifting downward through the water. To us, it might seem like nothing more than waste. But to the creatures of the twilight zone, it is one of their most important sources of food, and it supports some of the strangest animals on Earth. Many of them are almost completely transparent, as if they were made of glass. The glass squid drifts through the darkness with a body so transparent that much of its internal structure is difficult to see. The glass octopus is even more mysterious, appearing almost invisible except for its eyes, which seem to glow in the darkness. This transparency gives these animals an incredible form of camouflage. Even in the faint light of the twilight zone, they can become almost impossible to detect. But why are so many creatures transparent? Scientists believe it may be a way of conserving energy. In a world where sunlight barely exists, there is little reason to invest energy in producing colorful bodies. It may also be the result of millions of years of evolution, where staying invisible became one of the most effective ways to survive. But other creatures have taken the exact opposite approach. Instead of hiding from the darkness, they create their own light. This phenomenon is called bioluminescence. Through specialized chemical reactions inside their bodies, these animals can produce flashes of light. Some use it to attract prey, others use it to find a mate, and some use it to confuse or escape predators. But perhaps the most remarkable strategy of all is called counter-illumination. Many Twilight Zone creatures, including the firefly squid, have light-producing organs along the underside of their bodies. By glowing downward, they can erase the dark silhouette that would otherwise be visible from below. Imagine a predator looking upward toward the ocean's surface. Normally, the creature would appear as a dark shadow against the faint light above. But if the animal produces just the right amount of light from its underside, matching the brightness of the surface, its silhouette disappears. It essentially uses light to hide, an extraordinary survival strategy created by evolution. Then there is another bizarre creature known as the bloody belly comb jelly. It produces a deep red glow. But red light is absorbed very quickly by seawater and cannot travel far into the deep ocean. As a result, the jelly appears almost completely black in the darkness. And there is an even more fascinating reason for its red coloration. Glowing prey inside its body can remain hidden from potential predators, almost like a living black curtain. But perhaps the greatest spectacle of the Twilight Zone is something known as teal vertical migration. Every night, when darkness falls across the ocean's surface, billions upon billions of creatures begin a remarkable journey. Lanternfish, squid, jellyfish, crustaceans, and countless other organisms rise from the depths toward the surface to feed on plankton. Then, as dawn approaches, they descend back into the darkness. This is considered the largest animal migration on Earth, not across land, but through the ocean itself. The sheer number of animals involved is staggering. Their combined numbers can exceed those of all the birds, land mammals, and insects on Earth put together. During World War II, sonar operators were among the first to notice this enormous daily movement. Their instruments detected what appeared to be a false seafloor beneath their ships. But it wasn't the ocean floor. It was a lie. A vast, moving wall of billions of creatures rising from the darkness every night and disappearing back into the depths before sunrise. Below 1,000 meters, there is no sunlight left. There is no morning here, no sunset, no dawn, no dusk, only eternal night, only silence. This region is known as the Midnight Zone, extending down to around 4,000 meters below the surface. Temperatures hover close to freezing, while the pressure is so immense that an unprotected human body would be crushed within seconds. And yet, life has not stopped here. One of the Midnight Zone's most remarkable predators is the dragonfish. It has the extraordinary ability to produce red light, a wavelength that most other deep-sea creatures cannot see. This gives the dragonfish a secret advantage. It can illuminate its surroundings and hunt its prey using its own invisible to others light while remaining hidden from potential predators. Even its eyes are specially adapted to detect red light, almost as if the dragonfish operates on a secret frequency that the rest of the deep sea cannot see. But the darkness has created even stranger adaptations. Some deep-sea fish are known as ultra-black fish, with skin so dark that they reflect less than 0.5% of the light that hits them. Even when a powerful light is aimed directly at them, they can remain almost invisible. It is as if their bodies are designed to swallow light itself. And then there is perhaps the most famous predator of the deep, the anglerfish. The female anglerfish has a glowing lure dangling directly in front of her head. Small fish, drawn toward the mysterious light, swim closer and suddenly become the anglerfish's next meal. But the anglerfish's most extraordinary secret isn't its hunting technique. It is reproduction. Male anglerfish are born incredibly small and physically weak. Their entire purpose is to find a female, a nearly impossible task in the vast darkness of the deep ocean. When a male finally finds a female, he bites into her body and attaches himself to her. Over time, his body undergoes a remarkable transformation. Many of his organs degenerate, while his reproductive system remains functional. He effectively becomes a permanent reproductive partner, receiving nutrients from the female while providing sperm whenever she needs it, and one that continues to fascinate scientists. But the Midnight Zone holds another extraordinary phenomenon. When the carcass of a whale sinks into the deep ocean, it can transform into an underwater oasis. Hundreds of creatures may gather around a single whale carcass, feeding on it and depending on it for years, even decades, as the ecosystem slowly develops around the remains. And with every expedition into the deep, scientists continue to encounter creatures that seem almost impossible. Animals with glowing eyes, teeth as sharp as needles, bodies so delicate that they can collapse or deteriorate almost instantly when brought up toward the surface. The deeper we go, the stranger life becomes. And beneath 4,000 meters, the ocean is still hiding another world. Below 4,000 meters, we finally reach the abyssal plain, a vast underwater desert of mud and sediment that stretches across nearly half of the Earth's surface. There are no towering mountains here, no coral reefs, no landmarks to guide you, only endless darkness, silence, and cold. The temperature rarely rises above 4 degrees Celsius. Yet even in this seemingly lifeless desert, extraordinary creatures survive. Some of them are far larger than their relatives in shallow waters. Take the giant isopod. Normally, isopods are only a few centimeters long. But down here, some can grow to the size of a small puppy. Amphipods can reach lengths greater than a human hand. And, of course, there are the giant squid. Scientists call this phenomenon deep-sea gigantism. But why animals become so large in the deep ocean is still a mystery. Another bizarre creature is the vampire squid. Its name sounds terrifying, but it isn't actually a predator. Instead, it uses long, sticky filaments to collect marine snow, the tiny particles of dead organisms and organic matter constantly falling from the waters above. Even in areas where oxygen levels are so low that many animals struggle to survive, the vampire squid can thrive. Its blood is exceptionally efficient at capturing and transporting oxygen, giving it an advantage in these extreme conditions. And then there is the Greenland shark. Some of these sharks can live for more than 400 years, making them among the longest-lived vertebrates ever discovered. Down here, it almost feels as if time moves at a different speed. Every movement is slow. Every breath seems longer. Life in the abyss grows slowly, reproduces slowly, and lives slowly, but it can survive for an extraordinarily long time. The abyssal plain teaches us something profound. Life isn't always about speed. Sometimes, survival is about patience. Deeper still than the abyssal plain lies the hadal zone, a realm named after Hades, the Greek god of the underworld. It begins at around 6 kilometers below the surface and extends all the way to the deepest point on Earth, the Mariana Trench, which reaches nearly 11 kilometers down. To put that into perspective, imagine dropping Mount Everest into the trench. Its summit would still be more than a mile beneath the surface. The pressure down here is so immense that an unprotected human body would be crushed almost instantly, and yet, life survives. Among the most remarkable inhabitants is the snailfish, a creature so fragile and gelatinous that it hardly looks capable of surviving in such an extreme environment. Yet snailfish are the deepest dwelling vertebrates ever discovered. Their bodies lack the heavy, rigid structures found in many other fish, while specialized molecules within their cells help protect their proteins from the crushing pressure. Then there are enormous swarms of amphipods moving through the darkness. But there is something deeply disturbing about them. Scientists have found microplastics inside their bodies, evidence that human pollution has reached even the deepest places on Earth. In other words, even where we haven't physically gone, our waste has already arrived. Another extraordinary feature of the deep ocean is the hydrothermal vent. These underwater springs release superheated water and chemicals from deep within the earth, including sulfur, methane, and dissolved minerals. Here, microscopic organisms don't rely on sunlight to survive. Instead, they obtain energy from chemical reactions, a process known as chemosynthesis. And those microscopic organisms form the foundation of entire ecosystems, supporting giant tube worms, clams, crabs, and other creatures. The discovery of these ecosystems changed the way scientists think about life itself. If life can survive without sunlight here on Earth, could something similar exist beneath the frozen oceans of Europa or Enceladus? The possibility is one of the most fascinating questions in modern planetary science. So far, Only a handful of people have ever descended into the Mariana Trench, fewer than the number of humans who have walked on the moon. And every expedition into this extreme environment seems to reveal something new. Transparent sea cucumbers, strange, spherical, gelatinous creatures, glowing worms, animals so unusual that some have no established name or classification yet. Scientists are still studying them. And somewhere beneath the crushing pressure of the deepest ocean, countless other creatures may still be waiting to be discovered. The deep ocean leaves us facing one enormous question. Do we really know our own planet? Around 80% of the ocean remains unexplored. And with every expedition into the deep, scientists encounter something that seems almost impossible: a transparent fish, a glowing worm, a predator with ultra-black skin, or a creature that disappears into the darkness using invisible red light. Why do some creatures grow to enormous sizes? Why are some transparent, while others produce their own light? Why can the dragonfish see red light when most other creatures cannot? Why is reproduction in the anglerfish so extreme? We still don't have all the answers, and perhaps that is exactly what draws us deeper, deeper into the darkness, deeper into the unknown. We have walked on the moon, we have sent rovers to Mars, we have mapped distant galaxies, yet much of our own ocean remains a mystery. And hidden within that mystery may be a deeper understanding of what our planet truly is, something we are only beginning to comprehend. The darkness of the deep ocean teaches us humility. It awakens our curiosity, and it reminds us of something we often forget. We are not the owners of this planet. We are only its guests. The deep ocean is more than just a place. It is a feeling of endless wonder, of relentless curiosity, and of a profound connection to the world around us. Because no matter how terrifying the darkness may seem, it is filled with countless mysteries and possibilities waiting to be discovered. And protecting those possibilities is our responsibility, because this world does not belong to us. We are only its guardians. Even today, whenever a submersible or ROV descends into the deep, its cameras capture creatures that seem almost impossible to explain: animals with no name, no known identity, and sometimes no place in our existing classifications. They may be as old as the Earth itself, or perhaps even older in evolutionary history. They have learned to survive without sunlight. They have adapted not to comfort, but to crushing pressure, extreme cold, and environments where oxygen can be scarce. They teach us something profound. Life has no single form. It simply keeps finding new ways to exist. If we can understand the deepest parts of our oceans, perhaps we can understand ourselves a little better too. Because roughly 60% of the human body is water, and that water is part of the same ancient cycle that connects us to the oceans. We came from the sea, and perhaps, in ways we don't yet understand, our future is still connected to it. So instead of turning away from the darkness, we should look deeper. We should keep exploring, keep asking questions, because the more unknown remains around us, the more we realize how little we truly know. And the more we learn, the greater we become, not only in knowledge, but in understanding and compassion. One final thought. The greatest mysteries on Earth may lie directly beneath our feet, hidden in the depths of the ocean. That mystery is still calling us, and we cannot afford to ignore it, because hidden within that call may be the true history of our planet, and perhaps the truth about our own existence. That's all for today. How did you like this video? Don't forget to tell me in the comments. If you enjoyed this journey into the unknown, there are plenty of other videos like this on my channel, so feel free to explore and check them out. I am Sean, and it was a pleasure having you with me. Stay well, stay healthy, and see you again with another exciting adventure.